So for the first question, which is the first creative moment that I remember, was actually in middle school. So I was in sixth grade. I was taking my first art class ever. We had our final project coming up, and we had to choose either one of the mediums that we learned overall in the semester or the whole year. So we could choose either drawing with pencil, painting with acrylic paint, using like paper mache or stuff like that. And I decided to go like a little bit different and chose clay. It was totally out of my comfort zone because, like I said, this was my first ever real like art class, because I would draw before, but I was never like really in an art class. So it is actually right here. It is this little mug. This was probably, I would say, like the first creative, like really creative project that I've made. So it's the first creative moment that I remember. Someone that was there to witness it was obviously my sixth grade teacher. She was the one that kind of pushed me to do it, because I was really hesitant in doing it in the first place, because like I said, it was out of my comfort zone. So she was there to witness it, and she like was there with me throughout the process. Also, for the next question, which is what is the best idea I've ever had? Best idea I've ever had, besides like taking art class, was my art classes, was just to put myself out there, because I really got to know my limits and really got to explore with everything else. Like I said, I made a lot of different things throughout, and if I wouldn't have taken my art class sixth grade, I wouldn't have taken my art classes in 9th grade, 8th grade, and I'm actually currently taking some art classes in college right now as well. And then the other one is, what is the dumbest idea I've had? Dumbest idea I've had was probably doubting myself, because in 8th grade there was an advanced art class. Part 2, for the dumbest idea that I've had would probably be not, I would say like not believing in myself, because in 8th grade there was an advanced class that only 8th graders were allowed to take it, and I had teachers, I had friends telling me like, hey, like you should take this class, like I think you're really good at it, blah blah blah. And I thought that I wasn't. I would always compare my work with others, so I never really thought that my work was, I guess, worthy enough so I can be in that class. Obviously it was like a different level. It was a little bit harder, which made it really like intimidating for me, because it was something that I've never really done, considering that my first art class was in sixth grade. So I was only taking art classes for like 2 years. But yeah, now looking back, I really do regret it, and it was probably one of like the dumbest ideas, because I know that there was a lot of my friends that took that class that actually really helped them learn new skills and everything, that helped them in high school and college. That's probably one of the dumbest ideas I've had. So my attitude towards money, I've always had this belief that money doesn't buy happiness. Obviously, yes, money is a necessity in order for us to survive, sadly. But for example, me, I'm a college student, don't have a lot of money, obviously, but you know, like I'm still very happy with my life. I have family, I have friends. I'm very grateful that I have 2 jobs right now. Full-time student, you know, I'm doing very well in school. Thankfully, I am very happy in where I am right now. Financially, probably not the best, but you know, so I've always said, you know, money doesn't really always buy happiness, of course. If you want something, like for me, like I would love to travel the world one day, I would need money for that. But as long as I have the most important things, which are my family and friends, that's all that matters. For power, I'm not really like a power type of person. I've depending how you see power, because how I see power is that you're very like you're dominant over others. Not really like that. I mean, yes, I'll be like a group leader, but it's not like to the point where I'm like dominating everything that they do. I feel like power has different definitions. For example, like it could be, you know, you have a lot of power, but you're still helping others. Or you have a lot of power and you forget about others and you just think you're more than them, you know? For praise, what I think about praise, I mean, at least for myself, I praise my parents a lot because of what they've done. They were first, no, I mean, I am first generation here. They were the first in their families to leave their country and start over here, brand new, you know, knowing no one, knowing no English, basically starting their own life just for their family. Um, Rivals. For rivals, I mean, not really a big competitive person. Like I said, it's kind of goes back with power. Not really a big competitive person. Don't really see anyone as my rival. You know, like for me, I would want to see everyone, you know, grow together, build together. Not really seeing anyone else as competition. Like, you know, like I'm doing my own thing, everyone else is doing their own thing. Great, awesome. For work, honestly, this is very different for me because you know everyone is going to college so they can get a good job, good paying job. For me, my dream job would be to not have a job. I don't want to live my life working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, every day. Don't really see myself doing that. You know, obviously, the same thing with money. In order to have money, you have to work. But there's also like other, I mean, like, I guess you could say like other routes of how you can get money. Personally, don't want to be a 9 to 5 person. I would rather, you know, be traveling, doing something. I would love to travel while getting paid. You know, that's like my ideal type of work. Other than that, yeah. For play, I guess play is very different how you see as an adult compared to like a child. Play, at least for me, is basically enjoying myself. What I do as a play or like to enjoy myself is I like to take breaks every now and then. Either, you know, like I work Monday through Friday, I go to school Monday through Thursday, very busy throughout the week, but weekends are when I'm actually like very free. So that's when I actually like, you know, take advantage. I go out, I go visit family, I go visit friends, I go to like little adventures here and there, whether it be like Santa Cruz, San Francisco, Los Angeles, you know, Las Vegas, anything like that. I love to travel. That's my ideal type of play. Another, like, I guess more low key type of play is just relaxing, listening to music, putting on my favorite Netflix show, staying in bed the whole day, you know, something like that. So, when facing with impending success or the threat of failure, I kind of just tend to step back from the situation, you know, take a deep breath, just tell myself that not everything goes as planned. Obviously, there can be delays here and there. Um, we don't necessarily know how long, how slow, how fast it's gonna be. Um, Everything takes time. Like I said, not everything ever goes as planned. There can be some delays here and there. Um, I am scared of failure, I'm not gonna lie. I am that type of person that wants to succeed but is scared of failing in the process. But I've learned to become more accepting that, you know, failure is gonna happen here and there. We just have to keep pushing through. And that's basically how I respond. So when you work, do you love the process or the results? I definitely love the result. Not gonna lie, not the biggest fan of the process because I can be a little bit impatient. I mean, obviously, like throughout the process, you get to learn, you know, like different things here and there. But definitely, the result is what I like the best because it's that like overwhelming feeling of like, yes, like I did it, I made it, I went through all of that, it was worth it. Now I'm here. You know, it's like very self rewarding that you got to that point that you wanted to be. Yeah. So for me, my ideal creative activity changes a lot. Before it would be drawing with pencil. Then I kind of started with painting, with acrylic paint, watercolor, everything like that. But as of right now, I have really enjoyed making bracelets. So it's not, I have a lot of bracelets. It's not really like this, but it's more of like the bead ones. So I recently started getting into festivals, going to festivals. So there's like a tradition where you go to festivals, you make the bead bracelets and you give them, you kind of like trade them with people in there. That's something that I've really gotten into. Obviously, I feel like it's something that all of us do as children. So it's very cool to like see how I went from like making them as a child to making them now, like a 22-year-old. That's kind of what I am, where I am right now as like my ideal creative activity. Obviously, it's probably gonna change like later on. Probably gonna change like in a week or two, but that's how it is right now. My greatest fear, if we were to talk about like small fears, I would say spiders, and honestly any kind of insect. But my greatest fear overall is human sex trafficking, just because I am a woman and obviously it's a higher risk when you're a woman. There has been a lot of cases going on and it's very scary, especially with the Venezuelan situation that happened, I believe, like a year ago. Very scary. That's my greatest fear. What is the likelihood of either of the answers to the previous two questions happening? Um, Not really sure I understand this. Oh, I see. Okay. Um, I mean, like I said, there has been a lot of situations going on with human sex trafficking. So the likelihood of it happening, I would rather say 0%, but it's probably, I mean, at least in San Jose, I haven't seen a lot of cases, but in other places I have. So they probably not as high here as it is in other places. At least I would like to say. But like for my other fear, which is like insects, 100%, because there's insects everywhere. Like there's spiders everywhere, bugs. Yeah, it's everywhere. Okay, so which of your answers would you most like to change? I'm guessing it has to be from the answers that I just gave in this journal. So I would say the answer that I would like to change the most would be um, probably my best idea I've ever had. Uh, Not to be cocky or anything, but I've had a lot of pretty great ideas. It's kind of hard to narrow it down to just one, but that's what I chose. If I had to change my answer, probably one of the best ideas I've had would be like not school related or career related or anything. It would just be to enjoy my time as a young adult, to stop stressing about the future, stop stressing about things that I can't control. Obviously, like, um, everyone's in college right now, like trying to get their life situated for after college. Yes, I do think about that, but probably the best choice I've had is to let myself just breathe every now and then and remember that we're only young this once, like ever. Um, Not to worry about the future if it's not here yet. Obviously, like, yes, but not to worry too much about it. Um, what is your idea of mastery? So I guess for mastery it would be just like mastering something that you have been working on. Obviously, with that you would have to have a lot of practice. You can't be good at something without practicing. It just doesn't come out. It doesn't come overnight. Obviously, there's some people who were born with like skills, like higher skills, I guess you could say. So like for example, like I have a cousin very good at singing, but obviously he still needed to practice in order to get better. So it's like you always have room for improvement. That's what I'm trying to say. My greatest dream would be, I kind of mentioned this in like some other answers, but it would be to travel the world. I've always been that type of person that's loved to travel, even if it's like somewhere like small, which is like, I don't know, like even if it's just Santa Cruz, San Francisco, I don't know, like Mexico, like it's something like that. I've always loved to travel. My greatest dream, to not worry about working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, having to call my boss to see if they can give me the day off, having to call out, telling them when I'm sick when I'm really not, just focusing on living my life and traveling the world, seeing new places that I've never seen. Definitely want to check out Bali, Paris, Italy. Those are one of my top three that I want to do right now. I have visited a lot of places in Mexico, a lot of places here in the US. I mean, not really, but it's something something. So I'm starting small, and then hopefully later on I could fulfill my dream of traveling the world.